CNN News 18 has accessed the exclusive assessments of the upcoming Bangladesh elections, revealing that while the BNP appears as the frontrunner, Jamaat Islami is also a strong contender. Now, ground intelligence suggests that traditional Awami League voters hold the real power, and the Jamaat is fully aware of this political leverage. Now, sources indicate that Awami League supporters are neither emotionally nor politically aligned with BNP, posing a significant challenge for the party. The assessment warns that BNP's biggest electoral threat is not Jamaat's popularity, but Jamaat's ability to attract Awami League voters toward their side. In fact, we have Pallavi joining us on the broadcast. Pallavi, the Bangladesh is getting up for major polls, and now, as we are getting to know from CNN News exclusive sources by Manoj Gupta, that Awami League is emerging as a strong contender, and BNP has to maybe side and get their votes.
Well, Awami League has been banned, so the elections over here on 12th of February is going to be largely between the Jamaat plus the NCP alliance on one hand and the BNP, the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, which is Begum Khalida Zia's party, now run by her son Tariq-ur-Rahman after her death. So BNP plus an alliance that it is in, and the NCP and the Jamaat, which is on the other side. Now, what that gives that edge to Jamaat, according to reports available with Manoj Gupta, is the fact that the Awami League voters have shifted towards Jamaat and not BNP, and the reason is simply because Sheikh Hasina of the Awami League and Khalida Zia of the BNP have been arch rivals. So an Awami League traditional voter would not vote for the BNP. In fact, they're going to be against them because they feel that they had a hand in the exit of Sheikh Hasina and keeping her away. So that is one reason. Is the Jamaat which stands to gain, but the Jamaat is also a little worried about the Hadi factor. It would of course want to postpone elections because as of now the Jamaat stronghold is very strong as far as the rural Bangladesh is concerned, among the youth is concerned. Tariq-ur-Rahman has come back after an exile of 17 to 18 years. He still has to come to grips with the Bangladesh politics, and from next week onwards, he's going to be traveling across Bangladesh to carry on his campaign, but may not be sufficient time to catch up with the kind of narrative or catch up with the voters. So therefore, he is at a back foot, and certainly the BNP would want to win over the Awami League voters, but that doesn't seem to be happening. They have clearly shifted towards the Jamaat, which gives them an edge.
Thank you, Pallavi, for all of those inputs. So that was the latest that we were bringing to you ahead of the Bangladesh elections, revealing that while the BNP appears as a front runner, Jamaat Islami is also a strong contender. In fact, we have Pallavi with us. Pallavi, you were talking about Tariq-ur-Rahman, who has returned after many years in exile, and after the death of we also have Major General Shashi Asthana joining us on the broadcast. Major General, we are getting to know this exclusive input by Manoj Gupta that we have access ahead of the Bangladesh polls that BNP, even though is a strong party, but Jamaat Islami is also now emerging as a strong contender, and maybe BNP has to the threat is not about the Jamaat's popularity, but in fact it's Jamaat's ability to attract the Awami League voters now, since the Awami League is banned.
Certainly, there is the BNP has to be careful for the simple reason because Jamaatis are being supported by Yunus, and Yunus is, like it or not, whether it is official or unofficial, but he is the government of the day, and therefore the Jamaatis have a little advantage in a manner of motivating so many things, especially motivating the officials or manipulating the officials. Now that is a very major factor. Number one. Number two, Awami League and BNP, they were never seeing eye to eye with each other, and they have been political opponents. So it may not be fair to assume that Awami League voters are going to vote for BNP. BNP will have to work very hard to get them on their side. The only, I will say, the strength and weaknesses wise, the strength of BNP is that they seem to be a little more moderate, and they are posing themselves with a new leader who are likely to give an inclusive government, and therefore maybe that some of the minorities may be more inclined towards BNP. As far as Jamaats are concerned, now Jamaatis also, again, some of the student leaders have also joined. Now, with the kind of backing which they are getting from Bangladesh government as well as the outside agencies like Pakistan, because they have been playing their agenda, they are coming up as a strong force. And I am very sure if they find that if they are not going to make it, they are going to create more violence to make sure that election is postponed for some reason or the other. Because so long Yunus government is in place, the chances of free and fair elections are not there for two reasons. One is, as it is not a free, fair and fair election, with Awami League and the largest political party not taking part, means that it's not a proper democratic, free and fair election. But whatever is the remnant of that free and fair part is left, or the election part is left, in that we were looking at BNP to be a little moderate choice for the simple reason because they may be more inclined towards governance and inclusivity and knowing the geographical realities that working with India is important. And that is why perhaps we were also, the initial recent diplomatic gestures indicate that we would like to engage with BNP too. That is from the Indian diplomacy side. But apparently Jamatis will have to, the BNP will have to work hard to get their share.
Well, that's the big talking point, that BNP really have to work hard in those Bangladesh upcoming elections. Thank you, General Asthana, for joining us on the broadcast.